Hi, this is a conversation with Jean-Robert Cadet, who is an activist against child servitude in Haiti. He is also the author of the book Restavec. Jean-Robert, what is Restavec?
Restavec is a child slave. The word itself connotes child slavery. It means that rest means stay, avec means with. It's a child that stays with a family for the purpose of serving the family, for the purpose of doing all the domestic chores without pay for the family. In essence, the family has the power of life and death over this child.
How is this possible?
It's because of tradition. Haiti is a country that was created from the ashes of colonial slavery. Haiti received its independence, fought for, and acquired its independence in 1804. So since 1804, the very people who broke the chains of slavery recreated a new form of slavery by taking children of the very poor as domestic slaves. So which means that those children, they are the first to get up in the morning and then the last to go to bed. They work, they do all the domestic chores, they are abused, they are beaten, they don't receive an education. So the system actually perpetuates itself. It continues.
This is something out of Les Miserables from
Absolutely.
Victor Hugo. Absolutely. And this is the 20th century.
Absolutely.
And are there any reactions within the society against Restavec?
I would say for the past 15, 20 years, more activists like myself in Haiti, there was a man called Maurice Sixto who talked about it on the radio to raise awareness. But since it is so ingrained into the culture itself, so people ignore it. So after I published this book, I decided to do something about it. What I'm doing right now, or what I've been doing for the past 7 years, is to change the mentality, is to change the culture. And the way I'm doing that is by I created a song with the help of a Haitian poet, and make the song against child servitude popular in the radios and television and the media, and then to get the song in the mind of children, in the hope that when the children becomes adult, that they will stop the system, they will work to eliminate the system, and they themselves become changed adults who will not perpetuate the system.
Is the song available online? Say
yes.
In YouTube.
Yes.
If someone wants to hear it.
Yes, the song is available on YouTube. There is a DVD. You can see the images of the children in servitude. Of course, it's a reenactment. We use child actors to do that. But the picture on the book, for example, is real. This is a child. She was bad, maybe 8 years old. She was owned by a person who owned a restaurant owner. And this child was actually a wedding gift to this family. And the family used her as a slave. She was not going to school. She would get up at 4 a.m. to start the restaurant, to light the fire, to peel the vegetables, to get the restaurant going. And the restaurant closes at 6 o'clock in the afternoon. And that's when she has to wash dishes and clean the restaurant. And she does this 7 days a week.
Jean-Robert, and this is important, you're not telling us stories from other people.
No.
Yourself were a participant, a victim in this system.
Yes.
Can you share with us this perspective?
Well, my mother died. I was born out of wedlock. A child who was born out of wedlock, and then if the father said, "This is not my child," chances are this child is going to become a slave. My mother died, I was 4 years old, and my father, who was a white man, decided that it's beneath him to acknowledge me as his child, to tell his family, I have this child, I am the father of this child, and the mother was a black Haitian, a black peasant who was poor. So he gave me to a friend, actually to a prostitute, as a gift. And the prostitute raised me as her slave. I was given to her since I was 4 years old. My job was to maintain the house, to sweep the yard, to go fetch water, etc., etc. And her family moved to the United States when I was around 15, 16 years old. But when they reached the US, they realized that life would be a little bit harder on them without me. So they arranged for me to come to the United States. Basically, I was trafficked into New York as a child slave, and they kept me in the home doing the same work I was doing in Haiti for them in New York. And then one day, they realized that they had to send me to school because child slavery in New York was not working very well. I was registered in a school, but because I was not part of the family, and this is the reason the word Restavec, because I was staying with the family, and I was eating, and I was living a normal life when I was in school. They decided to kick me out. And I found myself in New York as a street child. And I explained my situation to two teachers at the high school in New York. And those teachers sent me to the welfare office. Social services provided me with a home. They gave me food stamps to be able to buy my food. And then I graduated from high school and I joined the US military. And after 3 years in military, I attended university in Florida. I graduated. I became a teacher, and I wrote this book called Restavec, explaining what it's like to be a child slave. Basically, it's my autobiography.
Did you see again this family?
No. After they kicked me out, I decided that I would have nothing to do with them again. But when the book came out and the book became very popular, their children called me and said, "We thought you were part of the family." And one day we asked our parents, "What happened to you?" And they said, we're not supposed to talk about you anymore. So when the book became known and people started to ask me, what can you do to change the system? Then I returned to Haiti, and I look at the situation. It's still the same when I was a little child. It's still the same. So I decided that the best way to fight child servitude is to change the mentality, to change the culture, because too many people depend on children as slaves. They depend on their labor to have a good life.
Are you confident that things may change in Haiti in that sense?
Well, we'll wait and see. My goal was to have the song in the mind of 1 million children, and I have accomplished that. I accomplished that last month. I had a count of how many schools taught the songs and how many students in each school. So I counted it, so I came with over 1 million children. So if you're walking in the Port-au-Prince, in a lot of cities in Haiti, or you go to a school, they will sing the song for you. So we will see when those children become adult if there was a change.
In this quest of yours, who have been your best allies?
I would say teachers in Haiti, school principals, and they themselves have child slaves. So when they listen to the song, then they decided to to send their own child slave to school in the afternoon or to a literacy center at night. So it's working. It's touching the hearts and minds of a lot of people in Haiti.
And has this idea, this song, this quest of yours, has had ferocious opponents?
No. Haitians want to see a change. They want their country to be modernized. They want to see a modern country. But tradition and culture is so strong, and they don't know themselves how to get rid of this. So they support the work that I do. They see it as the cure to this problem. So I get a lot of support from them because your willingness to do something, and then your culture that tells you that this is the way it's supposed to be. So it's like a struggle. It's like an internal struggle within that society itself.
Finally, if a student approaches you and asks, how can I get involved? Do you have a piece of advice?
Well, they have to look at their own society to see if there are children in that situation. They can become a voice for children. Because I see young people today, because of the internet, because of modern technology, as citizens of the world. And they can do something. But they have to recognize what the problem is, and that they have to figure out a way to do it. And they can do it through arts. They can do it with creating a Facebook page. These are many ways they can help. But let's wait to see if the work that I've done in Haiti has produced the result, the intended result.
Jean-Robert, thank you very much for sharing these ideas and experiences with us. And thank you too.